me. We're okay. Hey, let's test me real quick. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Hello,
Change
hello,
my
can you see me?
background. I guess I'm not allowed to change my background because it has the name on there. Half on there, anyways.
What's it? Oh my gosh. Why is
There
this?
you go.
It's like a cloak of disappearing there.
Everyone probably be like, they never started this meeting. Is it even happening? I'm surprised
And
they
we
didn't get
still
like
haven't
eight.
decided what business we're opening.
Yeah, I don't know. And then I do craft things, so
Hmm. What kind of craft?
um I do furniture refinishing things. And then I just do, I don't know, it just depends on what my mood is. Molly's doing crocheting. I've made quilts before, so I don't know. Let me see if I can find them. And then I'm trying to convince my friend to go into business with me because she does ceramics. Or she used to do ceramics, and hopefully she can do that again. But we talked about that when I was on vacation. I'm like, oh, I could go ahead and make this stuff, and you can, do this, that, or the other, because she does some baking, but not like I do.
I'm trying to figure out why. Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna have to go with none today. Because black jacket it just goes away and does weird stuff. I don't want it to be weird. Don't be weird. Here we go.
I guess I need to send out a reminder, huh?
Probably. Hey, did I show you my new 70s look? Watch this. You're gonna love this. Welcome to the show, the SBDC, North Central Texas. You know what I'm saying? First of all, today we got Miss Junie.
Yeah, you have a good one.
Please tell me there's not anybody watching this. And you better quit recording right now. I realized who I'm dealing with. Never mind. Anyway, back to business.
I'm sorry. I set it up in case I didn't start it right away, and go. And it is,
And you're
and it
on.
is recording.
Of course it is. Killing me.
Brett is.
What's that?
Oh, and she makes candy. So I make fudge and all sorts of things like that.
And I'm not kidding about coming up with an idea.
I know, Lori tells me that all the time. I need to go ahead and come up with something. But that's still not gonna get me a senior business advisor.
What do you? But you could be an advisor.
Well, but after.
Turn that off.
Morning.
Hey, how are you? Eating breakfast?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, Marcia's here.
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Marcia, you can't hear? Good morning.
Speaking. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can't hear you guys.
Okay.
I can't
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I hear you too. Okay. Go to your audio.
Speaking. I can't hear.
Chat.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I can't hear you. I hit the audio button. Audio. Top audio video. Switch audio. You're using for audio. What is going on?
Speaker,
Speaker
microphone.
and microphone setting. I still can't hear.
Okay.
Let me log off.
Hey, Brett, I'll be right back.
Everybody's leaving me alone. I just get here. What was it? Me? Me. Good morning. Let's do it like this.
I'm not muted.
No?
you hear
Can
me?
you hear me now?
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
I can't hear. I don't know why.
What about volume?
I don't know what is going on. Why can't I hear? Switch audio.
Nope. Now you went away. Miss Marcia, this is a test. I'm kind of concerned now. I can't hear you at all. I see Paula
Dial in, she needs to,
dial in.
so she can dial in instead of using the web thing, she could dial in as well, if that would help.
But then we won't be able to see her. Or yeah, I guess Can you see the chat?
Marcia, there's a way to join by phone as well. We can't hear you, or you're muted for one,
She can't hear us, is the problem. Oh, you can hear us now?
but she's muted. Now
Yeah.
you're unmuted. Okay, now we can hear you. Can you hear us now?
Yes. I don't know
All
what.
right. So next time we're gonna, next time we're all gonna be here at 20 minutes till, we'll get it all done. Awesome.
Well, actually, we were, but
Well, we're all gonna be here.
oh, gotcha,
Marcia
gotcha.
and the moderators. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right,
That sounds good.
Brett or Paula,
Oh.
we can get started.
Happening now. Well, I guess we're ready to get started, everybody. Just wanted to say good morning. I hope that your week is off and running to a really good start. My name is Brett Augustine. I'm a recovery business advisor for North Central Texas Small Business Development Centers, which is a leading provider for assistance for small businesses. We are grant funded, which allows us to offer services such as this one at no cost to you. Today, we want to welcome Ms. Marcia Hudson, as she's going to be discussing the 12 musts of a website that converts. And we want to make sure that if you have any questions, please put them in the chat room and we'll get to them. As far as anybody that has questions during the time, Ms. Marcia might give us the opportunity to answer them then, but we'll let her continue with it. Ms. Marcia Hudson is a social media branding specialist working with the University of Houston SBDC since 2015, teaching social media and digital marketing. She's a professor of English at Wharton County Junior College in Sugar Land. She's received education, she's received education specialist degree from Walden University, attended Sam Houston State University and University of Houston. She's also a professional photographer with her husband, specializing in branding, headshots, lifestyle, and real estate photography. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ms. Marcia Hudson.
Thank you so much, Brett. And I'm so excited to be here today. And we are going to get started with how you can make sure that your website is a converting machine. So let's get started. I really believe that when we make sure that our website is looking the way it's supposed to look, it will bring in business for us and generate the income that we need. So today I want to talk about the 12 musts for every website. So what will you walk away with today from this training? Well, we're going to talk about the importance of a new front door, because that's what your website is, how to keep people on your website longer, the 12 things you must have on your website, how to make your website a conversion machine. So that's what we're going to learn today. So you want to keep your focus on one core product. And then from there, you want to work to other places. And your core product is your front door, which is your website. So I was introduced. I do quite a bit, but I am Marshalyn Hudson. I really enjoy giving webinars. I enjoy training. My mission is to help you build and brand and grow your business. And as a trainer, I actually love helping entrepreneurs develop a plan and a strategy to build their brand online without being overwhelmed and confused, because nobody likes being overwhelmed and confused. So the website is what the culture today is referring to as your new front door. So think about that for a second. When people get ready to check you out or they find out about you, they want to go to your new front door, which is your website. So we want to make sure it is doing what it's supposed to be doing. So turn off your distraction, get a pen, paper. Let's get ready to grow, because you are going to learn so much today to help you with your website. And I hope you stay to the end, because we are going to have Q&A. So I'd like to have you think about some things as we go through the training. What if you walked away with new ways to improve your website? What if you learn how to turn your website into a converting machine? What if one simple adjustment to your site caused you to get more clients? Well, you're going to learn all of this today, so be sure and stay to the end. So will they enter, and what's in it for them? As far as your website, think about that. Will they enter, and what's in it for them? So it must be inviting. Your website must be inviting. It must be interesting to them. So it has to interest them. It must be about them. And we're going to talk about that a little later. And it must have a gift. We have to have something to give away so that people realize it, that is something in it for them. So how do you keep people on your website? Well, there are a few ways to keep people on your website. First of all, you want to capture attention with a phrase or a slogan or something that shows them the benefits of your product or your service for them. Because remember, it's always about them. You want to craft the unique and relatable about page, because statistics show that 85% of people who visit your website will go to your about page. You want to have a lead magnet or something of value that you give away. And you want to make sure that your home page is easy to navigate and mobile friendly. This is the way you're going to keep people on your website, because research shows that when people land on our website, they may only stay 3 minutes, but we want to keep them longer. And we're going to look at that today in the training. Oh, and feel free to take screenshots if you like. So the 12 must for every website is, the first thing is a slogan or a hook. We're going to talk about that. An about page, a lead magnet, a video or slideshow, your social links, your resource page, or you can have a blog, testimonials, a gallery or images. You want to make sure it's mobile friendly, keywords, call to action, and contact information. So of course you can have more than this on your website, but these are the 3 basic musts that you definitely want to have. And we're going to look at all of those. So here's an activity to think about after the training. You can do an assessment of your website. And I do this quite a bit for my own business. I usually assess my website at least once a month, because things can happen, links can break. And so we want to just assess it, because that's our new front door. So in this activity, when you get a chance, you want to look at your website on your phone. Okay. Is your site clean and easy? It's so important to check your website on a mobile phone. What is the first thing that people see? Okay. Can they tell without a doubt exactly what you do? I was working with a client and he was in the computer business. So we were looking at his website, assessing it. I said, okay, within seconds, I don't know if you service computers, if you sell computers. I mean, what do you do with computers? And sometimes we'll put language or jargon on our site. We know it, but our visitors are confused. So we have to make sure that they know what we do without a doubt within those first seconds. What else is on your homepage as they scroll? Because remember, people are checking it out on their phone and they're scrolling. Okay, what else is on that page? Do they know in 3 to 4 steps how to do business with you? I was taking a webinar on website and training for website because it's so important to make sure that that site is doing what it needs to do. And the speaker gave me something to think about. He said, do people know how to do business with you from your website? Tell them in 3 steps. Step 1, do this. Step 2, do this. Step 3. So we have to make sure that people know how to do business with us, not just the callers, but they want to know, oh, okay, it's easy to do business with them. Do you have a lead magnet? I talk about that almost in every training, or an opt-in. It's so important because people want to know what's in it for me. Do you have testimonials? That's social proof that other people like what you're doing. We can say all day that I'm great, my product is great, but we need testimonials from other people. Can they easily contact you? And is there a visual? And do you have calls to action? So this is a great activity to do in your spare time. And we are going to talk about what is a call to action. So here's a simple plan for a website makeover. So you may be here today thinking, okay, I hadn't really done much with my website in a while. I got it put up. It's been there. But you may be thinking, maybe I should go and do an assessment. And you want to look at your website from the eyes of someone else. Okay. So if you're going to do a makeover, you want to revisit your homepage and make sure your words express benefits. Okay. And we're going to go into that. Ask 2 or 3 people to look at it and give you feedback. This is a great activity. Ask 2 or 3 other people, hey, check my website out, and ask them to give feedback. Click all the links to make sure they are working. Sometimes links break. I was checking my website and I realized that a button that I really needed people to click, it didn't go anywhere. Sometimes that happens. Go through each page and look at the wording. Is it about them? It's always about them. The benefits, the words matter. This product will help you do this. Our services will help you do this. What we do will make your life better. It's always about them. It's not about how many degrees I have, how many universities I attended. That's good for credibility, but right away people want to know, why should I stay on this site? What is it going to be for me? And what are the benefits? Make sure your links can be found and they actually link, like your Facebook or your LinkedIn or your Instagram. Sometimes I will be assessing a website and I click the links and they don't go where they're supposed to go. So you got to check that. Check to see how easy it is for people to do business with you. Okay. So it's very important, if you haven't gone to your website in a while, and just do a makeover. So I talked about when people land on your page, there should be a slogan or a hook right away as soon as people land on your page. And so the visitor must connect with your first few words. And you have to tell them what's in it for them if they do business with you. And you have to be the solution for what they're looking for. For instance, I have a few websites, but on my social media site, when people type in marshallandhudson.com, they're going to see my slogan or my hook, and it says, I help entrepreneurs build a brand online without being overwhelmed and confused. So right away, those words connect with the people who are looking for what I'm offering. Right away, it tells them what's in it for them. And it gives them solution. Oh my goodness, I've been looking for someone to help me build a brand without me being overwhelmed and confused. That's why you want to have a slogan or a hook. And I learned this from Donald Miller, and he is the website person. And I speak about him quite a bit. You should look him up. He has a book called Story Brand, and he talks about websites quite a bit. And he talks about how we need a phrase or a slogan or a hook, something that lets people know what our products and services can do for them. So that's something you want to think about and create something like that. And when people land on your page, they should see that. So let's talk about the About page. 85% of people will visit your About page. So when I learned those statistics, I had to go in and change my About page. I spent, I think this was about maybe 6 or 7 months ago. And when I was learning about, okay, everybody's online, your website is your new front door, these are some things you need to do. And when I read this about the About page, I was like, wow, I needed to go in and change it. And so it's no longer where your About page will have a lot of words and one picture. Okay. You want to diversify that page. So you want to show the real you, be authentic, show a few images of you. You can put 3 or 4 or 5 images or you of you or your team, just be the person that you are. People like to do business with people. Use a conversational or storytelling type language. Just talk as if you're speaking to one ideal client. And so your words are just conversational. Sometimes we overthink these things when it comes to social media, our websites, our blogs, our email, and we put so much business jargon. But people like stories. And I was working with a lady on her website, and I said, we need to change the wording on your About page. So I said, tell me your story. How did you come about, wanting to start this business? And her story was awesome. I was like, that's what you need to put on your website. I mean, it was just a conversation. So you want to show more than just your credentials. Sometimes I go to an About page and it's just credentials, credentials. So you want your About page to be a page that people will stay on. They can connect with you. They see the real you. Your words are just in a storytelling tone. This is what you want on your About page. You can put your contact or your opt-in or a video on your About page. Because don't forget, a large percentage of people will go to your About page. So 85% to be exact. So if you haven't updated your About page, consider going there and making it more people friendly. Now, when I say a video, sometimes people will put like a 1-minute introduction video on their About page. And also they'll add their contact to their About page and an opt-in, because we always want to try to get people to opt in, that's how we can convert. So let's look at the second. The second must, the lead magnet. And if you've been following me and watching my webinars, you're probably like, Marsha is always talking about the lead magnet because it is so important for converting. So you want to create a lead magnet, something that you give away of value, and it's free. And you want to make sure that the visitors will give their email for it. Okay. And I talk about it quite a bit. It doesn't need to be long, it just needs to be valuable. Now, sometimes people say, okay, well, how do I create a lead magnet? And that's two ways. Either you can do it yourself with canva.com, is free, or you can hire someone from Fiverr. But you want to have a lead magnet and put it on your website. It used to be when we would have our website, we would just put on there, sign up for our newsletter. I don't know if you remember that. Sign up for our newsletter or sign up to get our email. But people won't just sign up anymore. They're used to getting something free before they give you their email. So you want to put your opt-in on several pages. It doesn't just have to be on your homepage. You can have your opt-in on other pages, and it doesn't have to hop in. It can be embedded into your website, but you definitely want to have it because this is the number one way to get your website to become a converting machine. So the next one is a video or a slideshow. And people say, oh no, Marsha, that's a lot of work. It really isn't. You can put a 1 to 2 minute video and it can be an introduction video. See, the goal is you want people to stay on your website longer. Okay. Google helps you when you do that. And you can add this video to your homepage or your about page. And you can make it with your phone. Now, if you don't want to do a video with your face, and some people are like, I don't want to put my face on, well, you can make a slideshow and add it to your site. You have lots of places where you can make slideshows from. You got Adobe, you got Animoto, you have lots of opportunity, even Canva. You want to make sure that your slideshow has images and words because words matter. So when you're making a slideshow, maybe you have 5 slides, but you want to make sure that in each slide you have an image. It can be of people or it could be of a family. It just depends on your industry. And then you want words in your slideshow. And make sure that those words are something that people can connect with. So the longer you keep people on the site, the better your rankings are with Google. So this is something you definitely want to consider adding to your site. So the next one is your social links. All right. So you can put them at the top of your website or in the middle of your website. Now, sometimes I'll go to a website and I'll ask the client, where are your social links? And they're like, they're at the bottom. And I'm like, well, what if people don't go all the way to the bottom? Because don't forget, when people go to our website, they're going to stay there a few seconds, minutes at most. So I tell people, try to put them at the top or in the middle. You can put them at the bottom too. But what if people don't go there? So don't just rely on having them at the bottom. Now, let's say you are on Facebook and LinkedIn. You want to have those links there and you want to make sure when people click, it goes to those pages. And I've been doing quite a few website assessments because I've been studying websites. And when I would go to click that button, it didn't go to the channel. And then the client was like, oh, I thought it went. That's why we have to check. So that's very important. So you want to have either a resource page or a blog. Now, why should you have this? Because don't forget, we need to keep people on the website longer. It helps our SEO. Google likes it. It helps people to find it. We need to keep people on longer. So you can create a resource page and add that to your menu. Okay. And people say, well, how do I do that? Well, you can find articles and link them on your resource page. And then people can read these articles and you can get them from the internet and link them to your page. What does this do? This makes you look like what you are, an industry leader. You're giving information, you're giving people the resources they need to help them because it's all about them. So let's say you don't want a resource page, you want a blog. So you could create a blog and maybe blog twice a month if once a week is too much. And you don't have to have them both, but you need one or the other. Some people have both, okay? Because you want people to stay on the page. And another thing, posting fresh content like to a blog or updating your resource page helps your SEO, your search engine optimization. And I thought about this when I was looking at that, and I was like, that's a great idea. For example, I was working with a client who has a home healthcare business. And I said, let's add a resource page to your website. And on the resource page, we just had articles that would help people know things like how will you care for my loved one? What do we need to do to get started? What are some ways to choose a healthcare provider? Great resources. So people are learning, you're teaching something, you're keeping them on your page, and you are becoming an industry leader in their mind. That's how people decide if they want to, purchase from us. Testimonials. I can say all day long that I do a good job, but when other people say it, it's so different. And we know about testimonials and reviews. We see it on Amazon. If we're getting ready to go to a hotel or travel, we check out the reviews. It's so important. So I always say, ask 2 or 3 people to give you a testimonial. And I'll tell people, did you enjoy working with me? What was your experience with me? Can you text me a few words? I'd love to highlight you on my website. And people do it. And that's a great way to get testimonial. Or you can ask them to email you a few words. And you can put your testimonials on different pages. You can put one on the about page. You can put one on the home page. You can put them throughout. You can put both on the home page. You don't need but a few. Ask people to give you a few words of their experience with you. You can do a video testimonial. That's really a great idea. I was doing a training and we were wrapping up. This was when we were, meeting face to face. And one lady was like, I said, did you enjoy it? She said, oh my gosh, I learned so much. I said, well, you give me a testimonial, give me a few words. She goes, I'll do better than that. I'll do a video testimonial. I was like, cool. And right there on the spot, I pulled out my phone and she gave a testimony. And it is actually on my website. I mean, I just pulled out the phone and she gave a few words, sent it to me, and it's there. And so you can ask people, to do something like this. People like to know that others liked your product. And I know if you're here on a training, you know that's true. So images and visuals, all right? We know people like images. Professional images are a must for a website. Now, yes, I'm a professional photographer, but you don't have to hire a professional photographer if you can take some really great images and put them on your site, but you do want them to be professional. Now, if you know you can't take professional images, then you do want to hire a professional photographer for your gallery or your portfolio. You do want those to be professional. And I was telling a client that you don't have to have professional images on Instagram. I mean, it's a social site. You can take pictures with your phone, put them up. People love that. But when it comes to your website, you want to make sure the images are professional. So you want to put images of your business or you in action. Okay. Visuals, images. People need to feel how it is going to be to work with you. So a gallery or a portfolio is good for a website. And most people have that. And if you haven't gone and updated your gallery or your portfolio, it's a good idea to go check it out and look at your pictures and ask yourself, do I have maybe images of me working in the business? Or do I have people enjoying my product? I'm telling you, this is a great thing to have in your gallery or portfolio. And sometimes people will take images or have a brand session with a photographer where the photographer comes and shoot pictures of them in their office or in their office chair or around their building. Just different things like that. So people can know what you want or what you're doing through visuals and images. You want to optimize for mobile. And sometimes our sites look great on a desktop or a laptop, but we hadn't picked up the phone and realized, wow, my site doesn't look right on a mobile. And if you have a website designer and they didn't optimize it for a mobile, then your site won't look right. And research shows that if people pick up their phone and go to your website and it doesn't look right, they're going to leave right away. So make sure it looks good on the phone. And I always say, just pick up your phone and look. Make sure everything is sized correctly for your phone. And you want to make sure your site is easy to navigate because don't forget, when people are on a phone, they can't read large blocks of text. You don't want large blocks of text on a phone. It needs to be easy. It needs to be clean. If you have blocks of text, put breaks. Maybe write 2 or 3 sentences, space. 2 or 3 sentences, space. Okay. So you want to make sure that it's not too busy. You don't want things popping up everywhere. I mean, I'm on your site, I'm scrolling, and here comes a pop-up. And then I'm scrolling, and here comes another pop-up. So these are things that used to be okay, but in today's culture, it needs to be clean. It needs to be easy. It needs to be fast. People need to know what's in it for them. How can you help me? What is your business going to do? So they can contact you. Keywords. Keywords are very important to help people find you. And they are good for SEO, which is your search engine optimization. So keywords help people to find your site. You want to put these words on different pages and use words that are related to your industry. For instance, for me, I would probably have words like social media, branding, strategy, tools, digital marketing. So you need these words that people are searching for on Google on your different pages. Okay. You can use keywords in your URL. Like mine is Marshall N. Hudson. Those are 3 very important keywords. You can use keywords in your titles. Okay. So the keywords need to match your industry, words that people would be typing in if they were looking for your products or services. For instance, if you are a video professional, you would want to make sure you have video, videography. If you do drone, you want to make sure you have aerial. So you want to have words related to your industry throughout your website. And don't forget, put keywords on different pages. So a call to action. And so this is something new that I hadn't even thought about before I was taking the training. So people come to our site and they see what we do. They like what we do. They see our testimonials. It's easy to navigate. They see that it's something in it for them. They see how easy it is to do business with you. Now you want to actually tell them what to do, because it's amazing how people would do that. So you want to use these call to action phrases, and you can put those on different pages. For instance, contact us today. You're actually telling people to contact us today. Call now. Get it now. Let's say you have your lead magnet, or you have a PDF that you're giving away. Get it now. This is a good one. I am ready to get started. That's a lead magnet to have people click to call you or email you. Learn more. Download it free. Call to action phrases actually tell people what to do. They tell them the action to take. And of course, there are others, and you can see on other people's websites. Some people get really creative with their call to action, but you want to have them, and you want to have them in different places. So as people scroll or they go to a page, let's say they're on your homepage, and as they scroll and they get closer to the bottom, you may have a call to action button called learn more. Or maybe you give webinars or you give training. So you might have something that says register now. Or they may go to your about page. And when they finish looking at all of the awesome pictures of you, reading the information, getting to know you as a business owner, at the end, you may have contact us today. So you do want your call to action buttons throughout your page. And when I was revamping my website, I realized I didn't have that many. I had like contact us now, maybe on the contact. But when I went through, I was like, this is a great idea, because what if people don't go to a certain page? You see, what if they don't go to the contact page and you only have your call to action there? Or what if they don't click on one of your links to another page? So it's a good idea to have them on different pages, because just because people land on our website, it doesn't mean they're going to check out all of the pages. So that's why it's a good idea to have them throughout. So your contact information on the contact page, you don't want to just have the fill out form, because sometimes people may not want to fill it out. Okay. So you want to have several options for people on this page, and you want to revamp this page too. So your contact information can go on more pages than just your contact page. I used to just have mine only on the contact page. You want an email and a contact number. Now, some people don't want to put their number. That's fine. But you want to at least put an email, and you don't want to just have the fill in box. You want to put your social links on your contact page. And I was like, that's a great idea, because now people have more opportunities than just from your homepage to click and follow you on your Facebook or your LinkedIn or wherever. You can have a message box, but still have your contact information. Okay. Some people put a map on their contact page. If you have a brick and mortar or whatever, you can put a map on your contact page, and you can include an image of you or your product on this page. So in other words, you want to give that contact page a facelift. You want people to feel like when they come in your front door, your new front door, which is a website, you want them to feel like this is a place I want to stay and browse for a little while. That's what you want. So how do you make your website a converting machine? Connect. You have to connect. And sometimes our websites are so static or cold. They're just a place where people go. It's just a lot of information about us. We don't want that. You want to show the benefits of your products and services. We have to connect. People need to feel a connection. Sometimes we may need to evoke emotion. It just depends on what your industry is. Let's say you're a health coach. You need to use words that are going to evoke emotion. You know, people want to be healthier. They want to live a cleaner life. They want to know how to live a full life. So you have to connect with your words and showing the benefit. Capture emails and build your list. This is one way to really make sure that your site is a converting machine. And we know we capture those emails with that lead magnet. Have resources that show credibility. Make sure your message is clear within minutes. People need to know exactly what you do from your site. And I will tell you this, going and doing a website assessment is a great activity because you will see so much that you might think, wow, I really need to change this, or I need to kind of revamp it. And I did it myself. And it was great for me. It took me a day, but it was so important. And I went through each page and made sure that my website is a converting machine and it's all about connecting. And we connect through the words that we say and the way we make people feel. And if you're on, yeah, you are on this training, you know that's true. We do connect through feelings. So ask yourself, when it comes to my products or my services, what's in it for them? Can they see that when they go to my website? What's in it for them? Because it's all about what's in it for me. Can you imagine that there are over 4.7 billion people online, and they're online all of the time, and there's so much trying to get our attention. You got Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, Clubhouse, just blogs, Facebook groups. I mean, it's so much trying to get our attention. What's going to make people stop the scroll? And I say the scroll with their phone. What's going to make people stop? They need to see, oh, what can your product do for me? What can your service do for me? That's what's going to make people stop. So I have a bonus. How do you drive people to your website? So now that you have decided to give your site a facelift or revamp it or just make a few changes, how do you drive people there? Because I had a client say, nobody's buying anything from my website. And I said, well, are people going to your website? And she was like, I don't know. I said, well, the first thing we need to know if people are going there. And so, do you have Google Analytics on your website so you can know who visited, what pages they went to? And she was like, well, I don't know. So, maybe people are not buying because the people are not going to your site. You may have heard the phrase, if you build it, they will come. Not for the website, okay? You have to drive people there. And so you can use your emails to drive people to your website. And that's why I'm adamant about emailing. So let's say you're emailing your subscribers twice a month. I say twice a month. Once a week is better. But if you're like crazy busy and you're like, I just can't do that, Marsha, at least twice a month so you can stay on top of mind. Well, in your email, you can drive people to your site. You know, just give a call to action. So be sure and visit our website for whatever you have there. Social media is supposed to drive people to your website because when you post content that's interesting to people, they take a step further and they decide, let me find out a little bit more about this person. And they head to your website. Short videos can drive people to your website. Let's say you make videos with your phone, maybe once a week, and you pick your phone up and you make a 1 to 2 minute video. And at the end of your video, you invite people to visit your website, upload that video to your LinkedIn, your Facebook, your Instagram. It's just amazing the opportunities we have today. And they're not difficult anymore. It used to be so hard to do some of these things. A blog can drive people to your website. You know, if you have a blog or you blog twice a month, invite people to your website. And sometimes people will say, well, Marcia, I don't have a website. And then I may say, well, make a landing page. And you can make a landing page with Wix.com, Shopify. You have so many options to make just one landing page until you can get to the place to make a website. And a landing page can just be one page. And as people scroll at the top, you have what you do for them. You have information about you. You may have a testimonial. It's a page. It's a landing page. People land there and they just go from one section to the next. And the different things that you would have on a website, you have them on that landing page. Pinterest can drive people to your website. And sometimes Pinterest is overlooked, but it's a two-part type social media. It's part social and part search engine. Pinterest is a search engine, just like Google. And people go to Pinterest to find things. Can you imagine if you set up a Pinterest account and you pin and you connected and you can make a Pinterest board with your information, your website. People click it, go to your website. So Pinterest is great for sending people to your website. So if you're thinking, okay, so what do I do on Pinterest? How do I get started with Pinterest? That's a different webinar training, but I will tell you, you can go to YouTube and watch a video on how to get started on Pinterest. But if you have if a business where you sell products, or you have a business where you have a store, or you are a consultant, or a strategist, or you are a coach, you want to be on Pinterest if you want to drive traffic to your website. Going live can drive people to your website. So you can go live on Facebook. You can go live on Instagram. You can go live on LinkedIn. It's actually fun now to kind of go live. And then in your live video, it may be 8 minutes and you're teaching something, or you're answering a question, or you're providing a solution. And at the end of that live, you can invite people to your website. So giveaways will drive people to your website. If you tell people we have a free course on our website, so be sure and head over there to get that free course. So giveaways will drive people to your website. So there's so many ways to drive people there. But when they go, you need to make sure that it is a converting machine. And you do that from the things that we talked about today in this training. So everyone has the key, okay? It's just a matter of using it. And we talked about the front door. So I thought this was a good phrase to go. We need the key, because your website, think of it this way. The website is my new front door to my business. And when you think about my new front door, you want people to come into that door and feel good. You want people to come into that door and think, wow, this is beautiful. You want people to come into that door and connect with you and feel like, I want to do business with this person. And we have the keys. It's just a matter of using them. And one key can be planning, just sitting down and planning. Another key can be deciding to just take a page on your website and revamp it. I mean, another key can be, is like, you may say, okay, Marcia, I can't do that myself. Well, then hire somebody to help. We have the key. It's just a matter of using them. And so, with the website being our new front door, I want you from this training to think about after, the training is over, Corey, going to your site and just doing an evaluation, assessing it every page, and then taking what you learn from the training and applying it to it. Because I will tell you this, people will go to your social site and they will like and comment, but likes and comment, they do not bring money to the bank. But if they can go to your website and learn a bit more about your business or your company, that's where you can convert people. So I'm so glad that you guys came today. Thank you for coming today and staying to the end. I hope you have a few questions that we can answer. And I'm going to do my own thing and use my own training and give you a call to action. Connect with me online. That's a call to action. Now, when you go to my site, marshallynnhudson.com, I have created so many free resources there. And I'm also in the process of creating 2 new ones, one with storytelling content and one for Instagram. I'm so excited about that. So thank you guys so much for coming. And we have a little time for Q&A.
Yeah, and thank you, Marcia, as always. I love, by the way, the new look that you've got going with your presentation today. Those of us that have been following you for a while, I love it. I think it's looks fantastic. Thank you for the great information. If you have any questions, please put them in the chat box, and we'll be happy to attend those. I do have a question, a couple of things. First of all, giveaways. Thank you. I keep thinking, why don't we all do that, And there's got to be something we can give away, right? And just being able to offer it, maybe not bags of money, but although I'm
That'd be
sure you
nice.
get plenty of followers for that, they'd be there daily, click, click, click. But one of the things that I thought about was you keep talking about using a lot of visuals, pics, videos, logos, whatever you can that draw attention to the eye as you're going through your website. And should we be concerned about file sizes, or because I remember back in the past when we were first creating websites, it was really difficult to download some of the ones that were full of videos and pictures and stuff. So should we be concerned about that? Is there some rules?
That is a great question, a great point. Yes. I was looking at my website and doing an assessment because the website is so important. And things were loading slowly. And so I contacted a website, a WordPress representative. You can pay to have WordPress representatives help you with your sites. And I said, my pages are taking so long to load. And he went inside of my computer and took over the screen. And he said, your images are too large. And so you made a good point, Brett. He said and I had so many images. He goes, you need to go in and resize them all and put them back up there. So I don't know the dimensions exactly, but I'm sure you can find out on Google what's a good size for images for your website. And he helped me go in, and I had it written down and just resize them out. And it's amazing how my site started loading faster. Because I'm a professional photographer, I would take pictures and put them up there. It would say we have big resolution, and I forgot. But let's say I had resized it for 720p, which is good for a website. And you can do that in Photoshop, or maybe if you don't have Photoshop, you can use another photo application that can help you to resize it. And another good thing, WordPress has an app for resizing. So you can definitely resize it. That's a good point. They need to be resized. And for
Okay.
video, the same. Because you can do 720, you can do a lower image video for your website. Just make sure it looks good on the phone.
Okay, thank you. Speaking of that, somebody simply mentioned here, web-ready images are definitely needed. considering most customers might be viewing it on their phone.
Mm-hmm.
And so I guess that's a good way to think about it too. You're trying to go save everything for mobile devices, not just for a computer.
Right. You are
I
trying
guess
to
that's what they
save
were
for
saying.
mobile. Right. But if you size them and make them smaller, the resolution, the images on your computer, they should be fine for your mobile also.
Okay.
So sizing those things down will really help your site to move faster because you guys know that if it takes too long for a site to load, people will leave.
Okay. And somebody mentioned photop.com. I don't know if you know that one, but it says it's a good substitute for actual Photoshop for those that don't want it. So thanks
Oh,
for
that's
that.
great. Let me write that
Thanks.
down. What's the
Yeah.
name of it?
Photop,
Okay.
PEA.
PEN.
.com. It comes to us from Linda Miner. Thank you so much for that.
See how wonderful it is how we can share in community and learn from each other. I
Right?
hadn't heard of that. I'm gonna check it out.
Thank you, Linda. It says it's totally free. So, yeah,
Oh,
totally
it should
free.
say it's free.
So,
That's
yeah,
good.
that is always good, right? Any other questions out there for Ms. Marcia today? I see that you answered a lot of questions. For me, you put the one thing in mind, my call to action that I'm taking away today is go look at every single page on my website because I think I need to just start from scratch. After,
You
after
probably
hearing this,
don't need
I
to start
know
from scratch.
there's not a way to contact me on every single page, etc. My goodness, there's so many things I learned today, but thank you so much.
You probably
for
don't need to start from scratch, but it's amazing how it's so much to learn and it's so many new trends that will help us because so many people are online and it's so congested and they're so busy and they're moving fast. We have to get their attention and we have to make it where they can contact us. So what if they don't go to a certain page? So we need call to actions on different pages.
Right.
It's just it was different a while back and it's just the different way now. Cause I did that too. I had like contact me on my contact page, and that was it.
It made sense, right? And now it's
It made
contact
sense.
me anytime, all the time,
Right.
every time.
Contact me anytime. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can put on the about page at the end of the page when they get through reading about you, call us today.
Right.
You know, you can put on a different page, maybe in your gallery page, a call to action, let's get started. Your services page, you definitely want one on your services page.
Of course. Well, thank you again, Marcia, and we really appreciate all the information as always. And do you have anything else that you want to add today before we tell about some of the other upcoming events? Because I see that there's no actual questions left in the
Okay.
question box at the moment.
Okay. Yeah, the only thing I would say is, of course, we want to always thank the SBDC for bringing me and having us and giving these trainings to us at no cost, a business owner. So I hope you guys would go to their website and check out the other things that they have and the other speakers they have because it's great. And then lastly, be sure if you get a chance to take some time and actually do an assessment of your website.
That's definitely coming up for me. Thank you. And with that said, thank you again for all of that. I just want to share this upcoming information with everybody. Thank everybody and remind you that there is a survey that you will receive about today right afterwards. Please take the 2 minutes it takes out of your day to just fill it out and let us know a little bit about the seminar, what you got out of it. And it'll also spur us to be able to put you on the list to make sure that you get directions on where this video and many others are located on our YouTube channel. So we'll be happy to send it. So please take time to fill out the survey. Coming up on some of the other webinars. Oh my goodness, today is a double header. It is. We have Money Habits of Successful Entrepreneurs coming up with Rebecca Schultz later this afternoon. We also have the key to success, how to get along with people, all people with low acuity. And coming in August, we're also going to be doing networking online and offline beyond the pandemic. That should be interesting. What is